Welcome your senior officers of the University of Liverpool.
Please be seated. I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates open. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome, graduates, to your graduation ceremony. I'm Professor Warren Barr, currently Dean of the School of Law and Social Justice, but in your time at the Liverpool Law School, I was Head of Department. It's really wonderful to welcome you all here in person at long last. Thank you for your patience. I'd like to say, first of all, what a tremendous privilege and pleasure it is to be here with you today as you celebrate this important milestone in your lives. It's a delight to do so in person, because it seemed at some point that may never happen. But more importantly, it's a delight to do it with your friends, family, and all those who've supported you in your studies. I have been in a position similar to the one you're in today, not as a student at this university, but as a graduate of Reading University, quite some time ago. In fact, so long ago, I refuse to mention it, in case my youthful looks are called into question. Needless to say, Elizabeth I was still the reigning monarch. But of course, as a youngish graduate celebrating success, I came out into a world very different than the one you're moving into, and also came through a very traditional pattern of study, which of course you have not. You've been through unprecedented challenges, or at least unprecedented in our living memory. And I'll say more on that in a minute. But, just before we get into that, your graduation ceremony is really a day to reflect and to celebrate. And if my fading memory serves me correctly, it's also a day of quite mixed emotions. Right on cue. I remember feeling both relieved and proud to have completed my studies, but also sad that a chapter of my life, my time at university, had come to an end. I'm actually very excited, but also very nervous about what the future had in store. Now, for you have said, of course, things are even more different than they were, because you've been students at a time like no other in remembered history, as I said. Students in universities all over the country, and indeed largely all across the world, had major disruption through the COVID pandemic. You really only had one full year with us in the traditional mode. Your time with us was very different to no doubt what you would have imagined and expected, and it's certainly not what we would have wished for you. This was particularly true for our Malaysian students, who ended up having to spend their year in the UK dialing in from Malaysia, or if they made it here, sitting in halls of residence, unable to come onto campus. For all of you, all students, this is not what we would have liked or planned to do. But your experience and well-being were at the forefront of our decision-making and in everything we did. We had to carefully consider and balance many decisions around your teaching and learning arrangements and your personal safety on campus. I know it was not easy for you. It certainly wasn't easy for us as your teaching and supporting staff. And we all tried to do our best to deliver the best possible learning experience. I know you will have had long days, sleepless nights and difficult times, and so does everyone who does a law degree, but those things were made worse by the unique global circumstances. Now, as I said, it's very easy to talk about the negative side of COVID, but of course, it's also shown the best of human spirit too. And our university should be proud to be part of, has done a lot to try and help with problems in society. And indeed, as you know, you are graduates from the School of Law and Social Justice, in which the law school sits. And that's a unique collaboration of experts in law, sociology, social policy, and criminology. And our research and what we do explores that one mission of promoting social justice, which really means challenging injustice where we find it and promoting equality of opportunity for all. So although the headlines were taken up quite rightly by those people trying to find cures to the pandemic and our amazing medical teams across the world, we were also doing our bit to try and understand how the pandemic was affecting wider society. A number of funded research projects emerged during the pandemic in the school, including looking at the increased dangers of domestic abuse experienced during lockdown, how children's rights decisions have been affected, and the impacts on young unaccompanied asylum seekers. We also had, alongside other colleagues in the university, we looked at the effect on mental health of the restriction to arts and culture and the positive side that actually arts and culture boomed in some sectors during the pandemic. Our research has real-world impact. And these are the people we've always said our teaching is research connected, and you'll have noticed that particularly, graduates, in your third year in the modules you've chosen. And we now have proof of that, if we ever needed it, because of the latest research excellence framework, which is conducted across the country. It's an exercise which ranks and benchmarks the quality and quantity of research at universities across this country. Well, across the whole UK, in fact. This placed the research in law 10th in the UK for research impact, classified as outstanding. That's possibly the highest possible grade in the ranking. Research impact is about the real-world relevance of research and its power to change policy, law, and society. I have no doubt that many, perhaps all of you, will use the knowledge and skills you've acquired during your time with us in your future roles to help address those very endemic problems that you'll have encountered during your time with us, such as poverty, inequality, problems of access. In fact, some of you have already been doing that through your degree. If you were working in our law clinic, working alongside qualified lawyers, two of which are behind me from the clinic, to provide legal advice for family matters, those with special educational needs, or those facing problems with immigration status. You are graduating from a internationally renowned Russell Group institution, and that's an important boost to your career prospects. It's not just something we put in marketing. Our courses were developed to meet the demands of employers, and our teaching is delivered by experts in their field. All our teaching, as I said before, is research connected, so you don't just get a grounding in all the legal skills that you need, but you're also introduced to these real-world societal problems and given the skills and the mechanisms by which you might choose to tackle them. This places you as graduates in an enviable position in the job market across the globe. And likewise, if you decide you want to continue your studies. And just because I feel I have to say it, the REF 2021 also demonstrated that over 85% of the publications of our staff were rated either world-leading or internationally excellent. So these are things that employers are aware of, and that puts your degree in very good stead. But graduation isn't about us, it's about you. And now that it's finally here, it is, as I said before, in a time to recognise your achievements, your personal successes at the University of Liverpool. It's a day to look forward to the future and to feel excited about your aspirations or future study plans. But it's a joy to celebrate everything you've achieved. Just think back to what it was like mid-October in your first year and just how far you've come from that position. It's a time to enjoy this moment with your loved ones, with your support networks, your peers, and your friends. I think that's the big gift to me from the pandemic. It's really made us truly appreciate our loved ones and our friends, and the experiences and the memories that we all make together. I know that today you will all take a moment to thank your friends and family for the support and personal sacrifice that got you to this position today. In fact, let's do so now. That was just a cunning ruse for me to draw breath. Anyway, today is a day for many of you to enjoy a return to this great city, and for your guests to get a warm welcome from the University of Liverpool. We hope that this city will always feel like home whenever you return. For those of you who are visiting Liverpool for the first time, and let that sink in, there are people in this room who have graduated from this university who have never been here before. I hope the city has given you the warm reception that it's rightly famous for. We hope whatever your relationship with the city, your experiences at Liverpool Law School will be a place that you will remember where you made friends and memories that will last you a lifetime. I think one of the other major things we've learned from 2 years of pandemic life is that we never know what the future holds. People say the future's uncertain. We know that for a fact now. Things will very likely change in your future careers. But some things won't change. And I just want to reflect in a moment three sort of tips, three givens, I think, that are important in moving forward. First is, don't turn your back on education. You need to be lifelong learners. For the rest of your career, make sure you commit to always being curious and to asking questions and striving to do things better, always to improve what you're doing. Just as you should always be a learner, try also to be a teacher. Share your skills and experiences with your colleagues and friends, and perhaps come back and talk to the next generation of students. The second, and it's second only in order in this speech, but I think it's extremely as important, is to remember to be kind. We speak a lot in the modern world about things like resilience, lots of negative phrases and strength and things. All those are truly needed, but I think kindness cannot be underestimated. Kindness to others and to oneself is important, both for your own and other people's mental health, especially with the myriad pressures and growing pressures of modern life. So be kind. And then my third and final point, never forget why you wanted to pursue whatever choice you make for what follows your law degree. It will take dedication, passion, talent, tenacity, all those things to get there. So you have to make sure it's something you feel motivated to do. Remember that all the qualities you've displayed in abundance during your time with us at Liverpool and all of your even most difficult experiences will help shape how you deal with challenges in the future and allow you to grasp opportunities once they arise. All of this will, no doubt, help you to enjoy your chosen career paths, or should I say, more accurately, the career paths that you followed. You are following in the steps of very successful graduates, and you have your own page to write. We have 9 Nobel laureates who've led the way in fields from nuclear disarmament through to the life cycle of malarial parasites. And of course, we have a lot of alumni in the law school who have moved on to higher bench or into policy or shaping law. You're an important, fundamentally important part of our family at the University of Liverpool, part of our alumni community, which is international, and which supports you and will support you after your time here. But more importantly, for us, stay in touch. We don't want to see you leave and never come back or never tell us of what you're doing. It's now much easier in this world of LinkedIn, social media. Probably not TikTok, we're a bit old for that. But whatever you think can get through to us, please do talk to us. As you know, the university has a civic mission running through its blood, and that's why we're keen to be the School of Law and Social Justice. For us, one of the key things that's important is equality of knowledge. Knowledge should be celebrated, discussed, and debated. But above all, it should be accessible to everyone. Because I firmly believe it's through the discussion and dissemination of ideas and knowledge that society is shaped for the better. Our aim has been to inspire, engage, and enable every single one of you as graduates to reach your full potential, to challenge barriers, and to move on with opportunities. And we're also an original. You will have heard, I am sure, many times that we are the original red brick university. If you don't believe us, go look at the Victoria Clock Tower. It currently exists as a museum. It also exists as the preferred backdrop for graduation snaps from all our graduates. So if you haven't completed that rite of passage, provided the weather allows you, go to the Victoria Tower, get your snaps, share them with everyone. But more importantly, and you may have missed it in your time with us, if you go to that building, you will see a plaque on the wall which reads, "For the advancement of learning and the ennoblement of life," which is the university's motto, which it's had since its foundation in the late 1900s. You're the class of 2021, and through hard work, determination, and a strong support network, you have reached this point of graduation. You have a story to tell about your experiences like no other graduates in history. Your capacity to think critically and challenge honestly means you're prepared for whatever comes next. You have, in essence, advanced your learning and will continue, I am sure, to ennoble yours and other people's lives. We have stretched you, I hope, beyond the textbook and the lecture theatre, and you've been encouraged to apply what knowledge you have to the world around you. Despite all those challenges that I've talked about, I hope that you'll be happy to know I'm coming close to the end. Despite the challenges, I hope you'll also remember many happy and joyful moments with us at Liverpool Law School. Not necessarily from an academic perspective, although of course that was fun, but also from the friends and lifelong partners in some cases that you've made here and the connections that you've forged, which, as I've said before, I hope stays with you for the rest of your lives. I'm reaching the end now. Never forget how important you are to our university. You're the beating heart of the institution. As the pandemic showed us, without you, the university is nothing but classrooms and lecture halls. However, when we work together, universities, and this university particularly, is a place where discoveries are made, ideas are formed, friendships are forged, career paths are decided and mapped, and more importantly, lives are changed. It is when we work together in education and elsewhere that we have a truly transformational effect. We thank you for all you've done in your time here and wish you all possible success and all the best of luck in the future. Thank you very much indeed. I now invite Professor Helen Stolford, Head of the Law Department, to present graduates from our class of 2021.
Professor Barr, it gives me tremendous pleasure to present to you the following graduates from the class of 2021. Hannah Katie Berry. Catherine Owen. Jennifer Leah Mitchell. Samantha Godfrey. Ashkan Eliassi. Natalie Murphy. Wen Hui Wang. Tavia Purani Sathuraman. Kylie Jo Wee Yong. Chuen Hei Joyce Tao. Josie Lawson. Priya Nanthini Panil Chelvam. Jie Ting Lee. Jonathan George Webster. Chong Min Yao. Gronya Shin. Marisa Semar. Haley Page Sassara. Talitha Smith. Stephen David Rimmer. Tony Lola. Natalia Pajak. Jodie Alice Katie Michael. Jazz Simran Walia. Chloe Elizabeth Marshall. Cosmina Teodora Otliano. Victoria Lompard. Shelby Alicia Shaw. Catherine Ellen Morrissey. Molly Olivia Martin. Ziyi Wong. Hannah Sadiq. Hui Ling Yim. Jia Ki Long. Paris Omar. Emily Jane Swainson. Matthew Cameron Park. Kelly Treble. Eleanor Louisa Newland. Catherine Smith. Jing Mei Lee. Danisha Parmar. Hepzibah Hokua Okochie. Zain Sarwar. Corey Skinner West. Erida Lunikui. Tija Parandare. Georgia Madison Markham. Hui Yan Lai. Megan Murphy. Amber Millen. Olivia Emily Smith. Amberly Lian Liao Wong. Jin Juan Lu. Abir Ambar Malik. Millie Pancholi. Emily Pitts. Rebecca Jane Basie. Sam Wiltshire. Rebecca Catherine McNulty. Sabrina Issa Skorniecki. Emily Grace Pickering. Jordan John Rushworth. Pierce Chapman. Jaden Suter. Abby Rawat. Lydia Wright. Charanian Reddy. Alexi Casey. Faye Simpson. Rob McLaughlin. George Wong. Joshua Stokes. Olivia Robinson. Anna Catherine Quirk. Simran Madahar. Bethany Katie MacDonald. Rebecca Sarah Rudd. Nadia Yassin. Lucy Newton. Hey Inma. George Prescott. Ellie Nia Williams. Nigel John Wason Shim. Sophie Grace Pantellerisco. Owain Hayden Winstanley. Manor Raman. Irina Elena Manea. Olivia Francis Allen. Eleanor Grace Southern. Abby Smith. Leah Nicole Reynolds. Liam Jack Negus. Edward Oliver. Lane Language Deeming. Medea Diana Tosa. Eloise Priest. Freya White. Chloe Nixon. Annabella Nardi. Holly Pearson. Bao Xuan Ng. Aisha May Taylor. Jake Michaels. Samuel Perry. William Stewart Kenneth Priest. Harry Gerard Quinn. Callum Murphy. Madeline Parsonage. Rebecca Lee Johnson. Hayden Mulnerich. Jennifer Helen Chapman. Zoe Drummond Tempest. Vilte Pranuskaite. Emma Parker. Zul Atman bin Maud Sabri. John Noonan. Benjamin Parkinson. Hannah Roberts. Wendy Shi Eun So. Abigail Marshall. Eve Victoria Sugden. Crystal Elena Sawyers. Dunya Relic. Sanjeev Singh Ravinder. Ruby Lee. Louison Wumba Manayese. Suhaib Ahmed. Jodie Louise Parker. Melissa Pearson. Tilly Swales. Ming Hao Lee. Jing Cheng Ng. Chu Xian Lee. Ann Ki Liu. Lauren McKee. Jade McCarry. Tara Thomas. Brittany West. Owen Smith. Robin McVeigh. Lucy Jennifer Parkhouse. Magella McGreal. Rebecca Sarah Williams. Mateo Sikorsky. Lena Petrovska. Diaz Terry Francis. Sam Skelton. Emily Wright. Kate Elizabeth Parry. Connell Vaughan. Ola Musa. Kerry Hurst. Laura Woods. Chris James Nudak. Matthew James Shaw. Esme Grace Rosen. Rachel Bethany Milner. Olivia Meek. Man Kaylee. Natasha Mating. Victoria Tung Huili. Akeem Sanga. Amy Moore. Eve Nielsen. Ellie Rosie Wynne. Joshua Malloy. Natasha Yi Won Lee. Chandani Trivedi. Catherine O'Gorman. Caleb James Ryder. Sami Okereke. William Speakman. Lily Maria Maffei. Natasha Viknesh. Faryad Yassin Saeed. Benedict Trimmer. Summer Annabelle Phelan Godfrey. Grace Simona Kindon. Ethan Mitchell Salim. Jake Spottiswood. And Amina Tatari Ali.
Well, graduates, you completed your final test with flying colours, no falls, no trips, no descending hats. Congratulations all. I'd now like to invite Jonathan Webster to join us on stage to reflect on the student experience for the students of 2021. Jonathan.
Thank you, Professor Barr, for that introduction. I'd like to start off by saying what a huge honour it is to have been selected to provide a speech on behalf of this year's graduates, so thank you. Before beginning my degree, I was very apprehensive and, in a way, intimidated to come to university. I come from a very small village where most people don't get to go to university. None of my immediate or extended family has ever attended a university either, and I never truly knew what I was letting myself in for. Obviously, I was excited for the opportunity to make friends and socialise, but in terms of studying, I didn't anticipate how down to earth all the lecturers and my fellow students would be, or how easy it was going to be to get along with my cohort as a whole. As we all know, there have been many challenges through our 3 years of university, and arguably more than the average student who will ever complete their law degree with the University of Liverpool will ever have to deal with. We were faced with the pandemic and remote learning, unprecedented times, plus the strikes that seem to happen every other week. But by being here today, it shows that we have all overcome these challenges and proves that with hard work and self-determination, you will always succeed. My perspective since joining university has changed. I imagined a very serious and intimidating place that you only come to receive an education. However, it is actually a lot more than that. It's a place that I have met friends for life, It has built my confidence and has prepared me to take on the next chapter of my life. I never thought I would be completing my LPC and Masters, but the university has shown me that I am capable of this. Completing my undergraduate degree with the University of Liverpool has truly set me on my way to hopefully a very successful career in law. I am very grateful that earlier this year the university awarded me a scholarship whilst undertaking my LPC. With postgraduate funding, I couldn't afford to live in accommodation this year. The pandemic effectively stole a year and a half of my university experience. Because I'd missed out so much, I was determined to come back to Liverpool and fulfill a university experience. Thank you to the University of Liverpool for giving me the opportunity to do this. I hope my future is bright, and in terms of what I plan to do next, well, I have just completed my LPC with the University of Law here on the university campus. This is the next step towards me pursuing a career as a solicitor. I was asked what message I wanted to give my fellow graduates. I think what helped me a lot in the past 2 years, during my third year of uni, which were the two most academically strenuous years of my life, are a piece of advice from a very successful lawyer in America. What some of you may not be aware of is that a huge inspiration of my life, Kim Kardashian, is studying for the Barr. This has taught me that you can achieve so much no matter where you start in life. And to all the people who put you in a box and think you cannot achieve certain things in life just because of the way that they perceive you, all you need to do is prove them wrong and do it anyways. I'd just like to say thank you again to the University of Liverpool and congratulations to the class of 2021.
Well, what can I say, Jonathan, other than thank goodness I got to speak first, because I really wouldn't want to follow that. It only remains for me to say, again, congratulations, everyone. And I should have said, it's a delight to be here in 3 dimensions. In my case, I'm a little bit too three-dimensional. I'm much more three-dimensional than I would like, but that we can't have everything. So it just remains for me to close the ceremony, first in English and then in some words of Latin, because obviously it is a university ceremony. I declare this congregation for the celebration of our graduates closed. Salve sit universitas nostra, quod precantes consurgamus.
Graduates and guests, please stand.
Wow, how good was the hollering and cheering from you lot today. I'm definitely booking you in for next week's ceremonies, thank you. That's the end of our celebration this afternoon. Congratulations, everyone. If you haven't already done